Durrani also offer the Durrani Guard tool, which is a search program and a disk calculator that we have on our website. So if you just go to durrani.com.au and just under brochures and manuals, you're going to find down here the Guard tool. So again, this is a good little search engine to find your devices online and also work out what size hard drive that you require for any particular setup that you want. So you can just go ahead and just left click on that Durrani Guard tool and that will download. So just need to follow the steps to install that program and run. So once you've downloaded and installed the Guard tool, you'll be presented with a home page that looks something like this. You'll have, under the device management, you'll just have a list of all your devices. They're on the local area network. This is only applicable for computers that are on the same network or same router as the NVR, as it just only searches locally. So these are the IP addresses of the NVRs and cameras that I have on the network. So from here, I can see what system I have. And if I like, I can log in directly to that NVR just by clicking on the E button here. And that will log me directly into that device's user interface on the computer. For the maintenance, upgrades, DSTs, configures, and IPC NVR, these are all effectively management tools that one of our technicians may use or install on your computer if any remote accessing is required. A handy little tool is to work out your disk calculator. This here, you can select your cameras and find out how much hard drive space you're going to need for any particular setup. What we can do is we can just have a look and just add a camera. So we'll pick a camera, compression. All of our cameras are H.265, which is a high level of encoding, which reduces the amount of megabytes that the camera will consume on a hard drive. So always good to turn on 265. All of our cameras also support smart encoding, which is a new technology that's been developed to decrease the size, the file size that the camera records on, to maximize your recording time on a hard drive. So you can choose to turn those on or leave it off if you like, whatever you choose to do. Our cameras do support these features. We'll just leave it off for this example. Resolution, you can choose what resolution cameras that you would like to use. So we carry the 4, 5 and the 8s. So we'll just select a 4 megapixel. There are also some 2 megapixels in the range as well for the high-end PTZ cameras and things like that. You just need to choose a camera that you're after. We'll have a look at the 4 megapixel. The frame rate that's required for that camera, they all go up to 25. You don't necessarily need that for recording, but we can leave that on there just as an example today. And the bit rate, that's effectively already worked out for you by changing these settings. If I make that 264, you'll see the bit rate goes up. So these are kind of predefined values. Now these can be set in the cameras or in the NVRs as well when they're installed, but this here is an algorithm that's already been built in and will take care of that for you. So we can just add that channel. Now let's say we want 4 cameras, we'll just add another 3. So 1, 2, 3, and you'll see them dropping down the list over here. So once they're all in, we can then use our disk calculator to work out how much time is needed, or how many terabytes are needed for any particular time that you're after. So we'll just select all cameras, and we'll have a look at the recording time. How many days do we want to have? And you'll see as the days are going up, so is the size of my hard drive. So we can get that up. Let's say we'll just go to a month. So for 1 month recording time, now if we're recording 24 hours a day, constant recording that is, our cameras are preset to motion. Now motion we work out to be roughly about 12 hours a day. Again, you can choose to have whatever configuration you like here. So if you want to leave it recording all day, go for it there. So what we're getting at here is the amount of disk space that is required for these NVRs. Okay. Now, with this gigabyte here, it is recommending 4 terabytes, as the available space on a hard drive isn't the full 4 terabytes. There is some of that partitioned out to run the operating software of that hard drive itself, and the NVR puts its own files and firmwares on there as well. So that's why you're getting the 2 hard drives. It looks like you'd only need 1, but you'd have 2 there. Or you'd get away with 6 terabyte, obviously, with a 4 and a 2. But it's telling you how many hard drives that you will need. 1, 1. So we can modify those cameras if we like. Let's say we want to make them 8 megapixels. So So we'll just change all those cameras to 8 megapixels there. And we'll still keep it 30 days and 24 hours. What we'll do is we'll select all, or you can just choose how much each particular camera takes. So one camera is going to take 1.3 terabytes effectively. So we'll just select all. So what we've got here, you'll find that it's jumped up a fair bit to 5,000 gigabits. So it's still requesting 2 of the 4 terabyte hard drives. Again, you get away with a 4 and a 2 here. And that's purely down to the H.265 encoding that our cameras do allow for here, which has changed the bandwidth here. We can also add online if you already have a system set up there and you want to add those cameras. So these are all cameras that are already on my network, so I can just add one. So once logged into that camera, you can see imports exceeded, and that's dropped it there onto my list. So we can exit out of that. So you see the resolution of that camera that I've got is 2460 by 1440. That there is a 4 megapixel camera at 25 frames per second at a bit of a higher bit rate. And that's still showing there what my requirement will be. We'll just add that on. And you can see that's jumped up a fair bit there, but still fitting on the 2 4 terabyte hard drives. So we can go in and change a few things. If we want to drop down the frame rates by a few, change the compression or the encodings, things like that, that can all be done. And we can also change here, that's recording time given, but let's go for disk space. So we'll choose. So let's say we've got a 2 terabyte hard drive installed in our NVR. All our NVRs do come pre-installed with a Western Digital purple surveillance grade hard disk drive. So we'll put in 2 terabyte. Recording time for the day, so we'll keep it 24 hours. All channels. And that's going to tell us there that we're going to get 8 days of recording based on this setup here. And we'll go up to 4 terabyte. It goes up to 17 days. So that 8 days must have been like 8.6 or something like that. So that's a good way of telling what your hard drive configuration will get you as well. So a very handy little disk calculator.